Parks Half Marathon is an annual event that has over 16,000 runners. It is so popular that you have to get in via a ballot unless you're running for a registered charity. The event village is in Hyde Park, so you get to walk through the park in order to get to the start of the race. When you do get to the event village, the first thing you notice is the sheer scale of the event. And I would recommend, if you're doing the run, that you get there in plenty of time. But it is very well organised, and it has very clear signage to show you where you need to go. It has a whole food area that opens mid-morning for when you finish the run. The bag drop is organised by your race number, and you start in waves. Your wave number is shown on your race number. The waves actually worked quite well. With mine, I pretty much got to the start and was able to set off almost straight away. The start went well for me, apart from when I dropped my phone and had to go back to work. So on the start, you run really away from Hyde Park, and pretty soon you get towards the Wellington Arch, which takes you away from Hyde Park and towards Green Park. You run along with Green Park to your left, and you're running down towards the Mall. You can see from here that although it's busy, you've still got enough space to run in. Buckingham Palace is just appearing on your right, and it's one of a number of London landmarks that you pass during the race. So you run away from Buckingham Palace, and you run along, and now you've got St James's Park on your left. And here we're running towards Parliament Square. And we run around Parliament Square towards Victoria Street. As you can see from the runners coming in the other direction, this is a street where we'll run along for a little bit before we get to a point where we turn around and come back the way that we came. Here we're running back towards Parliament Square. It is pretty amazing to run past such famous sites as Westminster Abbey, and we're about to get to the Houses of Parliament. We run up Whitehall, and we run past number 10 as well. Well, sort of. This is also, in running up Whitehall, we don't just pass the 3-mile marker, we also get to the first water station. And then we run up to Trafalgar Square, and then as we get there we bear off to the right in order to run down the Strand. The Strand is another road where we run down for a fairly short time, and then we come to a point where we turn around and we run back sort of the way we came. And we're running back towards Trafalgar Square, and again we run round here, and we're running down from here towards the Mall. And the atmosphere on the Mall was absolutely excellent. and especially from some of the charities that were represented along the way. And we head back down towards Buckingham Palace. This is similar to the London Marathon route in terms of using the Mall, but obviously in that race we're heading in the other direction. So then we go back again past Green Park, but this time it's on our right. And we get to the 5 mile point. As we head back towards Hyde Park. So this really is the second half of the race. But although we move away from seeing all the London landmarks, because we're going to run around Hyde Park and Kensington Gardens, the atmosphere is excellent. And full credit to everybody who came out to support us. We run along with the Serpentine on our left. And from here, a lot of the race does appear to be kind of running for a bit and then running back on yourself, but it's all very well marked. I quite liked this part of the race. One thing you do think though sometimes when you're running around is that there do seem to be runners absolutely everywhere. This is probably the part of the course where you get less of an atmosphere. But the good thing is you do head back to places where actually the sport is much greater and it's much much more atmosphere. In terms of water stations, you get a water station at 6 miles and then there is another one at 9 miles as well. On the race numbers that you do get, there's also space for you to put your name, and I think that was a really good idea. And I did that, and it did work. You did have people calling out your name several times in the race, and that was really good to get that kind of support and encouragement that's going around. The run was really also quite attractive as we went round, so there was plenty to actually kind of see as you as you went through Hyde Park and then Kensington Gardens. As you can see from this, that the route does obviously move around quite a bit. You do find that you do kind of turn a bit, but I think that's okay. It kind of feels like it's not too busy, and it doesn't ever feel like it gets too crowded, really, which is pretty good with the number of people who are doing the route. So at this point you're running along and you'll see the Albert Memorial in the distance. When we get to that, the route bears off to the right. And that really feels like, you know, you've got maybe about a mile to go. It kind of almost feels like you're nearly there. This wasn't the home straight, but it almost felt like it was. You know that all you need to do is leave the park, as I've done now, and this is where you know that the finish of the race is just up ahead.
Spinning on the ones and twos. Well done to everyone crossing that finish line. You have had a massive achievement this morning. That's it.
So at the end, you collected your medal, and they also gave out kind of things to eat as well. The only drawback of the race really was they did leave you waiting around here for a bit. I think as the path went off to the left for t-shirt collection, but really that was a very minor drawback on that. I think it was really well organised. And in terms of the event village itself, it really was pretty big, which is just as well as you can tell from the crowds. So you could have your photo taken with a map of where you've just run, which I have to admit I did. And it also, as I said earlier, it has the food stalls, has the bag drop for you to pick up your bag, and it even has a stage at the end with the band playing as well. And it had tents and things up for all the charities who were represented on the day, so they had their own area, which is good. In terms of whether or not it's a race that's worth doing, I really enjoyed it. I mean, I think you've got to bear in mind that obviously there are a lot of people doing it, so there will be some delays and some waiting around, but I think it's really good fun and really well organised.